All right, 11 reasons on why to work with a selling Kiawah team when you're buying or selling on Kiawah Island. So, random number, but I'm going to give 11 reasons. Hopefully there's like 4,000 different reasons on why you should work with us, but start at the top. So you've got two agents for the price of one. Lauren and I, husband and wife, work as a team. Lauren's had a ton of experience on the island, started at Kiawah Real Estate, has been with Acres Ellis for 6 or 7 years now. I've been with them going on 3 years, I think this spring. So a lot of knowledge. You got two of us for the price of one. Whenever one of us isn't available, the other one typically is. The only time we're really together when we're working is during listing appointments or meeting with potential buyers. But otherwise, we're dividing and conquering. I'll be showing a property, and if it's something that the buyers want to put an offer in on, I'm able to give Lauren a phone call, and she can draft the contract, and the buyers can have it DocuSign before they leave the parking lot. So that's a huge benefit of working with us on the buy side, and then absolutely on the selling side. So keep that in mind. Number two, legal advice. So Lauren is actually an attorney. So Lauren is the one that I have draft all the contracts, listing agreements, anything like that. So a lot of buyers feel more comfortable when they are drafting a contract that Lauren's the one that's writing it up, and I think that's cool, and it's a great system that works for us. So number three, we're not just agents, we are owners too. So you've heard this story before, I am sure, but in 2021 we bought a property at 64 Surf Song that at the time was a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, and we converted it into a 6-bedroom, 5.5 bath house and added a pool. So we have gone through the renovation process, we have gone through the ARB approval process, we know how all that is handled, and then that leads us into the next point I'm calling reason number 4, which is understanding the rental market on Kiawah. So we actually have a rental property. We know what the rental numbers are. The reason we bought the property in the first place was because we knew the potential that the property was going to have, because we worked through the Acres Ellis rental program, and Acres Ellis currently has over 250 rentals on Kiawah Island. So we're able to pull accurate P&L statements so that people can fully understand the investment they're going to be potentially pulling the trigger on, and if it makes sense, and if it's something where it's just covering some of their expenses. Most of the time it's not going to cover all of them, but it's good to know the true numbers up front and not kind of be shooting at the hip or pulling from AirDNA and hoping that data that's being shared to those third-party websites is accurate. We have accurate hard numbers to go from, so I think that's a massive advantage. True access to the island. So leaning back into owning 64 Surf Song, we are owners on the island. We have owners passes, RFID tags in our vehicles, so we can show property every single day of the week. When you don't own property on the island, you're typically using a contractor's pass, which is only available Monday through Saturday. So on the rare occasion where somebody may be coming in town, their only availability is on Sunday, or maybe that rental property only has an opening on Sunday, we're able to get you in, whereas possibly working with another agent that that's not an owner on the island may not be able to. All right, so local lifestyle advantages. So I'm calling this reason 6. So we live on Johns Island. That's our primary residence. So we're about 20 minutes from the front gate. So when it comes to last minute showings, whether any day of the week, whether it be weekday or weekend, we're never far away and can easily pop over there. Our office is actually located at the midpoint between our house and the front gates of Kiawah Island. So that's super helpful. Proven track record. So not including the numbers that Lauren did when she was at Kiawah Real Estate, we've closed over $200 million worth of property, with a majority of it being on Kiawah. In the last, call it 18 months, we've closed over 100 million. So we've done a lot of deals, and what happens when you're doing a fair amount of deals, you understand what to look for when you're looking at an older home, what questions to ask, and just the true knowledge of proximity to the beach, how you get to the beach, where the beach paths are. Does this house have a membership? Doesn't have a membership? Is the price that this company has listed the property for worth that? Is it under market? Is it at market? But the advantage of doing so many deals just helps us feel that much more confident when we're putting in an offer with a client, and setting realistic expectations. So I'm going to jump to our second sheet here and go to reason number 8 to work with the Selling Kiawah team. I've got some great relationships with builders on the island, mainly on Kiawah and Johns Island. So I probably text with 3 or 4 of them weekly, just on different projects they have going on. I nerd out about checking out houses that are being built, especially the ones on Kiawah. It's just something that I really enjoy. So if somebody were wanting to go the build route and get something totally custom, I would be able to help them navigate that process, introduce them to a few builders, kind of go over very high level general pricing on what we've seen on the island. And maybe they say that this makes a lot of sense, and maybe they say, you know what, it may make more sense if we've got the time to wait for the right already built property to come available. So that's something that we can help a buyer navigate when the time comes. Number 9, proactive property search. So obviously we're on MLS. We're looking at what's listed with Kiawah Real Estate on a daily basis. We get updates when anything gets listed. So when you're looking for a property, whether you're on a drip or not, a drip is just an email reminder when a property that fits the description for what you're looking for comes available. We can set you up so they hit immediately. As soon as somebody lists something that fits your criteria, it can get sent directly to you. So we can set you up on a drip, but we're also proactive on looking out for you, even if something doesn't fit in your criteria, but maybe it's something still worth looking at. And then what's happened, anywhere from 15 to 20% of the time, at least that's the numbers through almost September of this year, we've been doing off-market deals. So 6 or 7 deals this year have been off-market, and one of them has come from our newsletter and stating the needs and wants that a buyer has. One of them has come from a postcard that we sent to a specific neighborhood because we had a specific buyer. We were able to put them both together and closed on that property last week. So that I feel like that's a huge benefit. Majority of the time, what you see nationwide when you're talking about a market different than the Kiawah market, people are like, oh well, I found my own house on Zillow, and they kind of feel like they did all the work. That does happen, and the right property may come available. I think a lot of a realtor's benefit is after you get under contract, or the process of starting to write the contract. But I think Lauren and I are super proactive on the front end, and then I think a lot of buyers just feel a lot of comfort and ease throughout the entire buying process because of the ability to draft the contract and fully understand what you're signing off on, the negotiating process that we're able to do after we get it under contract, after we go through inspections, and are able to contact the correct contractors that can price what things should be, and determine what makes more sense as a repair, what makes more sense as a credit, or if it makes more sense to lower the purchase price. So that's all going to be brought into reason number 9. All right, I'll try and speed up here. We've got 2 more left. Reason number 10, marketing network that delivers. So I mentioned we've got our newsletter. It goes out to around 4,500 people. A lot of them are owners on the island, and from what we've seen with the different sales that we've gone through, a lot of people on Kiawah will buy again on Kiawah. So they may be upgrading from a villa to a cottage, or a cottage to a house. They may be downgrading. Is not the best word, but making their life a little bit more simple. So going from a larger home into a cottage or a villa. So we see that a lot, but a lot of people also have friends. So when we send out our newsletter, we advertise all the listings that we currently have on the island, and those people are able to forward the newsletter to their friends and say, hey, a neighbor of mine is selling their house. Here it is. You see it on their newsletter. But just the exposure that it's able to bring, I think, is huge. And I kind of went into 11 when proactively looking at property search, but off-market deals, again, it's somewhere between 15 to 20% each year, and it creates a huge benefit for some people that really timing is more important than the amount of money they're able to get out of a property. So we're able to kind of marry the buyer and seller together and make something work as far as timing goes. And kind of a bonus reason, Lauren and I just really enjoy what we do. It's a job, but it's a job that we enjoy. It's flexible, but there's also a lot of work that goes into it. I would say once or twice a week we're drafting a listing agreement or an offer at 10 or 11 p.m. at night. It's rare that we go anywhere and Lauren doesn't have her computer with her drafting something. But it also gives us the flexibility to get our work done and then be able to catch our daughter or son's softball and baseball games. So it's super rewarding. We enjoy what we do. We love driving out to Kiawah every day. We're out there anyways. We spend most weekends, at least one day of the weekend, at the sandcastle or at the house or driving around the island or Night Heron Park. So we just really enjoy what we do. So if you're looking to buy or sell on Kiawah, we would love to talk. There's a zillion different ways to reach out to us, but we'd love to hear from you. That's my 11 reasons on why to work with the Selling Kiawah team. So you guys have a great day.